guys, it's Lida from Hypnotech. Today I am here with the OnePlus 8. I've been using this phone as my daily driver for the past month now, and I think it's finally time to share my thoughts. This is my full review. So purchasing the OnePlus 8 was a blast to the past for me because I still remember to this day what it was like buying the original OnePlus 1 in 2014. And I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a whole invite system, and it was much harder to get the phone then than it is now. That being said, I went back to my old order history and took a look at the price that I paid for the OnePlus 1. Does anyone remember? $349. And today, there's the OnePlus 8, which this review is about, starting at $699. And they also have the flagship OnePlus 8 Pro now, starting at $899. It's pretty clear to me that OnePlus has come a long way, both in branding and price. But is the OnePlus 8 worth that $699 price tag in 2020? Let's dig a little deeper. This particular color is called Interstellar Glow. I know some people don't actually like it, but I do. Yes, it is a massive fingerprint magnet, but I love how it changes colors with different angles and stands out. Spec-wise, the OnePlus 8 features a Snapdragon 865, and this particular version has 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. It also has 5G capabilities, which I've been able to use being on T-Mobile, and I have to say, it's been pretty fast. It also runs Oxygen OS, which is very close to stock Android, and I rarely have complaints with it. There's updates, it's smooth, and customizable. The OnePlus 8 has a 6.55-inch curved screen, which makes it a relatively tall phone, but still comfortable to hold in the hand. Now, this is actually my first time using a curved screen, and while I think it makes the phone look aesthetically pleasing, I realized pretty quickly that it's just not very practical. I find myself accidentally tapping things I don't want to or swiping on accident, and honestly, I'd probably be okay with a flat screen. This phone does have an optical fingerprint reader and face recognition, both of which are very fast. I tested these out with my unboxing video as well and am still really pleased with how quick they are. That being said, I did have a moment of skepticism about a week ago when I was wearing a face mask that covered half my face, and the face recognition still worked sometimes. I know face recognition is supposed to capture different aspects of your face, and I am by no means a professional at how it uses AI to do that, but that was a little questionable to me. The OnePlus 8 has a 1080p AMOLED display. It can become really bright even in the sunlight, which is great, and I found the viewing angles to be really good on this device. Colors are accurate and vivid, which leads me to the next thing I like about this phone: 90 Hz refresh rate. There are plenty of new phones coming out with this number, with some even higher like the OnePlus 8 Pro at 120 Hz. What makes the OnePlus 8 series special, at least right now, is that OnePlus has partnered with Epic Games to enable Fortnite gameplay at 90 frames per second. So I decided to test this out by actually playing Fortnite for hours with my nephew, who is a huge Fortnite fan. Now, if you're playing it on the OnePlus, the big thing that you have to give up is you get 90 Hz, but on low graphics settings. If you want higher graphics, you have to drop to 60 Hz. But that's not a big sacrifice because honestly, the gameplay is buttery smooth. But, and there's another but, I experienced virtually no lag for maybe the first 45 minutes I was playing. After that, it became difficult to play because the phone started overheating. Womp womp. That being said, I was coming from the Google Pixel 4 XL, which, if you remember my review, was notorious for having bad battery life. And admittedly, I am someone who gets a lot of notifications a day and am on my device a lot. I probably average something like 1,200 notifications per day. The 4,300 mAh battery in the OnePlus 8 was way better than the Pixel 4 XL, and I find myself not having to charge my phone intermittently throughout the day, which has been great. Could it be better though? Yes, but it's definitely not bad. So what are the weaknesses of the OnePlus 8? There's a few. First, I want to briefly mention the speakers. The OnePlus 8 has dual stereo Dolby Atmos speakers. They're loud and they're not bad, but they're also pretty average. Considering most people are probably listening to music through Bluetooth headphones, I don't think this is a deal breaker. There's also no IP68 certification, which, although uncommon, is also not really a deal breaker in my opinion either. What I did have a problem with, though, is wireless charging. I know this phone is meant to be cheaper than the OnePlus 8 Pro, but $700 is plenty expensive enough to include Qi charging. After using the Pixel, I was so used to Qi charging, and even in my Tesla Model 3, I realized I can't use my charger in there either. There's a 30-watt warp charger which comes with the device, and it does charge quickly, but the omission of wireless charging was one feature that I was pretty disappointed about. Finally, let's talk about the camera. This was one area I was most concerned about, especially coming from the Pixel 4 XL. On the OnePlus 8, there's a 48-megapixel main camera, a 16-megapixel ultra-wide camera, along with a 2-megapixel macro camera as well. The camera hump is pretty big in my opinion, and I ended up getting a case later just because I was worried every time I set the phone down on its back. The hole-punch 16-megapixel selfie camera on the front is not bad, but definitely not the best either. Here are a few photos compared to the Pixel 4 XL. You'll see the colors on the Pixel 4 XL are just a little warmer and more dimensional. You'll see the same when you take photos with the back cameras in portrait mode on both the Pixel 4 XL and the OnePlus 8. You can see that the OnePlus 8 has a harder time capturing depth in the photos, and it oftentimes gets confused with what to blur and what to keep clear, making the photos look unreal. There's definitely better mobile cameras on the market. So, does the OnePlus 8 warrant a $699 price tag? It depends. If you're switching from a OnePlus 7 or 7T, it probably isn't worth the jump. I still think it's a great phone, but there's limitations, mainly the camera and lack of wireless charging. Only time will tell if the higher price points can compete with other phone makers. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Once again, this is Lida from Sypnotech, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!
And that's it. Be sure to subscribe here. Hit the bell button so you don't miss any of our videos, and check out our other videos right here. Until next time,